Hi everyone, Gary Sivs here, back with the next race, which is the Champion Hurdle. The next race on the Tuesday, of course, joined again by Mark and Andrew. We're going to have a look through this race, and we will start with Andrew. Andrew, we've got hot favourite in Epatante here. Obviously, things have changed quite significantly recently with her. Are you Epatante? Were you with her or against her the last time, and are you with her or against her now?
Yeah, I was probably looking to take her on in the first place, but certainly after Christmas, I'd be taking her on at 2 to 1. Don't think she's much value at that price. Haven't been beaten by Silver Streak, who in my eyes can't win a Champion Hurdle. It's a race I did have a bet on at the start of the season. I backed Sanois at 20 to 1. He's one of these horses that's been a bit disappointing. He'd have to show something to warrant it, but you do have to look at that race at Christmas time. You'd swear the Mullins family had a family bereavement when Sharjah had won, because they were talking up Sanois so much. It looked like there was a death or something, that they were so disappointed. I'd still give him maybe an each way chance at double figures. And a horse I've campaigned to run in this race for a bit now is Concertista. Maybe unlikely, but you can now get 10 or 12 to 1 non-runner no bet. That's not the worst price, especially in a market that there's a few horses I couldn't be having at all. I think she'd suit 2 miles more than Honeysuckle personally. I think she's quite a fluent jumper. Travelling out the back of a really strong pace, which you're going to get this year in the Champion Hurdle. I think she'd have a very good chance if she ran here with the £7 allowance. And non-runner no bet, you get covered if she does go and run in the mares. So if you were to pin me down, I'd probably have a tenner on both Concertista and Sanois at the moment, and hopefully one of them hits.
Mm-hmm. Very good, Mark. Where are you with it, mate?
Epatante's too short, and she's had her limitations exposed twice in strongly run races, so not for me. Sharjah, when we put it up, he was 8 to 1 to beat Sunroy and Abacadabra. Now he's 5 to 1, and they're 12 to 1, 14 to 1. So I'd be flipping over now. I don't think he's good value at 5 to 1 for me. Sunroy, like I say, when JP puts the cash down, they tend to run better than when the cash isn't down. And I think the cash might be down in March. But for me, my money would be all day long on Concertista if she ran. And I'd have, if non-runner no bet, I would be having her. People won't lose their money if they back her non-runner no bet. And if she runs, like she ran in that 2 mile Mayor's Novice last year, then she'd be carrying my money for sure. The way she went away from that field was astonishing, really. She put 12 lengths between them and her. Between the final flight and the finishing line, she went 12 lengths clear of horses like Dulcita and Colreevy. And she'd be getting £7 off most of them, off levels against Epatante. She'd be my bet for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with you, lads, on Concertista. I think she's a lovely mare. I do think they'll go to the mares. I don't think we'll see her here. She's obviously been campaigned over 2 mile 4 this season, and I do think that's where she'll end up going. I do think we'll end up seeing Honeysuckle here. I think the connections are right up for it. I think they've fancied going for it, and I think the fact of what's happened with Epatante recently, I think will persuade them a little bit more to go for it. So I don't think we'll see Honeysuckle here. I'm not so sure whether she can win it or not. She would probably there's going to be a good bit of pace there. As you know, I've backed Goshen. He was one of my first anti-post bets this year. We've obviously had issues there with him. Hopefully they can bring him back to his best, because I think there's a fantastic horse in there somewhere, and a horse that can be right up there in this division. But if he was back to his best in this, and he'd be trying to run him into the ground with a Spire Tower out front, it might just play into the likes of Honeysuckle with a stamina. It might just play into her favour a little bit, and it could be something like that would win her this race. But at the prices at the minute, I think Sharjah's just too short, but he's always there, and if it was good ground, I'd think he'd be very, very much there and thereabouts in this. I'm a bit opposite to Saint Wa and Abracadabras. I'm not keen on that last run of theirs. I don't. I mean, even them two, you know, 14 to 1 and 20 to 1. I'd rather take Abracadabra at those two prices because they were that close the last time out. But I think for me, again with this 20 quid, if I was to stick it on now, I think just about Aspire Tower might be my bet in it. I think he ran a cracking race the last time, and I think he'd certainly be right up there. All right, so we will knock this video on the head and we'll move on to the next one very soon. So we'll see you all soon. Cheers.